Canelo. I think Berlanga put on a tremendous show as well. He showed a lot of heart, grit, and determination as well, and that made for a great fight.
You said what you had to say.
After weeks of anticipation, Gervonta Davis finally released training footage on his Instagram and X accounts, giving fans a glimpse of his intense preparation. The video showcased Davis's lightning-fast speed, quicker than ever seen before, leaving fans and boxing insiders buzzing. As the saying goes in boxing, it's the punch you don't see that hurts the most, and Davis proved that with his blistering combinations. Among those who reacted was none other than Terence Crawford. While his comments seemed positive on the surface, he appeared to subtly downplay Davis's performance. Crawford didn't mention Davis by name, but it was obvious who he was referring to, leading fans to believe he was withholding full credit from the rising star.
If you can punch, you can punch. Okay. You know, it may not have the same effect that it did on a smaller guy, on a bigger guy, but if you sharp, you sharp. Right. You know, and I don't.
Gervonta Davis looks more than ready, and Lamont Roach better brace himself for what's coming. Davis began his training session with several minutes of shadowboxing before moving on to the mitts, the standout element of the footage: pure speed. His blistering hand speed, combined with the power of an undefeated fighter, points to one thing: a potential knockout finish. Tank is clearly preparing to be even more dangerous in the upcoming rematch, aiming to land those punishing shots Roach won't see coming. Davis was also seen working the heavy bag and throwing rapid-fire combinations on the pads with his trainer. No exaggeration. He's putting in some serious high-level work. There's a strong belief in Gervonta Davis's camp that Lamont Roach was only able to withstand most of Tank's punches in their first fight because he anticipated them. Had he not, he likely would have ended up like Davis's 28 other opponents, knocked out cold. The newly released training footage was nothing short of jaw-dropping, quickly racking up thousands of likes and comments. Notably, the comment section featured reactions from fellow boxers, world champions, and even legendary figures in the sport.
Ready, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, power, 6, 5, power, 4, power, 3, 2, one more. Good. Under here. Hold on to the feet. That lawnmower.
After completing his body exercises, world champion Gervonta Davis moved on to an intense session with the mitts and punching bag, testing both his power and precision. He later engaged in sparring with an unidentified partner before taking a brief rest. In a recent post on X, Davis was seen working the heavy bag for a full hour without a single break, a clear demonstration of his endurance, focus, and elite skill set. Grueling sessions like these are what shape true champions. While Davis's status as a top-tier fighter is undisputed, his recent training efforts deserve extra recognition. His display of raw power, athleticism, and relentless drive reinforces why he's considered one of the most feared fighters in the lightweight division. Davis appears to be gearing up to turn Lamont Roach into his next punching bag, and with Roach showing some confidence of his own, he'll need to back it up inside the ring if he hopes to survive the onslaught. In addition to his training, Davis has also shown off an impressive physique, looking near peak fighting condition. A recent photo revealed his shredded frame, proof that Tank is far from done and still hungry for dominance. Fans have taken notice of Gervonta Davis's impressive condition, suggesting it could be a clear sign he's reconsidering retirement. One fan commented, "And you guys think he's going to retire? He looks very motivated." Another added, "I thought he wasn't disciplined, always gaining weight between fights. This guy is serious." A third wrote, "He looks incredible. Roach is in big trouble. There's no way he's retiring after this." The buzz continued with a fan urging, "He must fight Vasily Lomachenko and Keyshawn Davis. He can't retire in this kind of shape." Clearly, Davis's form has reignited hope that more big fights are on the horizon. One fan, however, offered a more skeptical take, saying, "Getting in shape just to knock out someone who never stood a chance. Let's see who he fights after Roach if he wins." Meanwhile, Lamont Roach remains confident and motivated. "I worked my head off for this," Roach said. "If he's on his way out, why not be the one to kick him out? I love proving people wrong, and I damn sure love proving myself right." Clearly fired up, Roach added, "Right now they really got me messed up, so yeah, I've got upsetting a lot of people on my agenda." He's aiming to make this bout the fight of the year and a launching point for his legacy run. Looking ahead, Roach says he's targeting another champion next, whether at 130 or 135 pounds. "I want to prove that I'm the best," Gervonta Davis declared. According to Boxing News 24, Davis is currently enjoying one of his best training camps yet as he prepares for the big challenge against Lamont Roach. Promoter Leonard Ellerby also acknowledged Davis's mindset, saying he understands his desire to begin the road to retirement.
I made the decision of training DC because, I haven't been in the coldness in a minute. I haven't even trained in the coldness in a minute, so
The New York State Athletic Commission's review is still ongoing, with no final verdict released yet. WBA lightweight champion Gervonta Davis's status as one of the top pound-for-pound fighters is now under scrutiny. Davis retained his title after a tense majority draw against WBA super featherweight champion Lamont Roach on Saturday night at Barclays Center in Brooklyn. The judges scored it 114-114, 114-114, and 115-113. According to CompuBox stats, Roach was the busier fighter, throwing 400 punches compared to Davis's 279. However, Davis was more precise, landing 103 punches, while Roach connected slightly more with 112.
like people selling that so like even the picture where everybody was in the room. That shit was like devil shit. Facts though, like devil shit like they sold that shit.
Yeah, you go with that.
And you see how the guy was looking at the scorecard? Yeah, he looked at the
Although one of the three judges believed Gervonta Davis had done enough to win, the other two did not, resulting in a majority draw. A pivotal moment came in round 9, which proved to be the most controversial part of the fight. After absorbing several sharp shots from 29-year-old Lamont Roach, a Washington, D.C. native, Davis suddenly dropped to one knee. By the letter of boxing rules, referee Steve Mills should have called it a knockdown, which would have made the round 10-8 in Roach's favor instead of 10-9, potentially shifting the result with a 1-point advantage on the even scorecards. Davis later gave a surprising explanation for the incident, saying, "I just got my hair done 2 days ago, and she put grease in it." When I started sweating, it got in my face. The 30-year-old Baltimore native also expressed frustration over the lack of ring card girls, claiming he didn't know what round it was during the fight, adding another layer of confusion to an already dramatic night.
You got a talent, the money won't come. Sure. So I wouldn't even tell them to focus on the money. Hey, good talent there. I don't worry about the money. That's all you gotta worry about.
If he takes a knee and the ref starts counting, it should be a knockdown, Roach said. If it's ruled a knockdown, I win the fight. The New York State Athletic Commission told ESPN that a technical issue prevented them from reviewing video of the controversial moment within the allowed time to make a correction. Trainer Greg Hackett described the Davis vs. Roach bout as a good, competitive fight, though he acknowledged that Roach might not be as familiar to casual boxing fans who haven't been closely following the sport or its rising contenders.
Really tough fight. Like, Lamont Roach is a serious fighter. I said it might not be the biggest profile fight, but it's actually quite a tough fight. And Shakur said to me, like, even the day before, I'm telling you, he's going to have big trouble tomorrow night. And I just feel like hopefully this could be the little something that gives Gervonta a little wake-up call to take him back to the mindset of maybe where he was. You know what I'm saying? No. No, I don't think they do. So,
Trainer Greg Hackett pointed out that Lamont Roach lacks the flashy style of fighters like Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, attributing this to Roach's more laid-back personality. To those who know Lamont and understand boxing, it's a good fight, Hackett told YSM Sports Media. What's missing is that flair. Lamont isn't that type of guy. He's a gentleman laid back. Even if he tried to intimidate you, you wouldn't be fully intimidated because of his green eyes and light skin. He doesn't look like a tough bull. Hackett contrasted this with Gervonta Davis, saying, "Tank has tattoos. His eyes look intense. There's something wild about him. He has braids and brings a lot of extra flair, like his outfits and overall presence. Tank definitely comes with the showmanship and energy that stands out in the ring." While Roach fights with calm professionalism, Davis brings the flash and intensity, making their upcoming clash all the more intriguing.
You know, that's how boxing works. You know, that's how boxing works. I'm not, like, totally upset. I figured a superstar won't get too much.
Lamont is just a cool bull. He can fight and he's a champion. We should respect him as such, Hackett said. The problem is, people are always chasing hype and big-name fights, but honestly, this is a great matchup. Lamont Roach knows Tank Davis, and Tank knows Lamont Roach. It's a local fight that means a lot to their community in the DMV. It's huge for them. Hackett also pointed out their shared experience, saying, "Both have fought Hector Garcia. Tank fought him just a year and a half ago. That's important because it shows they're competing at the same level of boxing." This history adds depth and significance to their upcoming bout.
And was Pitbull, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just in height and stature. He was, you know, technically bigger than Tank too. But you know, Tank is comfortable at 135.
So how can we say Tank is cherry picking when Roach holds a title and they have history? They know each other well, Greg Hackett said. The only thing Roach lacks is that flashy flair like Ryan Garcia or Devin Haney, who've had the spotlight for years. In a career filled with big fights, world titles, and huge paydays, the 37-year-old has been searching for an opponent who motivates him to get out of bed every morning. WBC junior middleweight champion Sebastian Fondora, IBF titleholder Bakram Murtazev, and former WBO champ Tim Tszyu were all considered, but none had the star power he sought. Undisputed super middleweight king Canelo Alvarez, however, certainly fits that bill.
It's boxing. What's gonna happen is gonna happen. It's boxing.
What once seemed like a pipe dream has become reality. Crawford and Alvarez will officially face off on September 13th, with the venue still to be decided. Fighting Alvarez comes with significant risks. The Mexican star is a powerful puncher and a skilled outside boxer. Yet, the dangers in the ring are outweighed by the potential financial rewards and the chance to cement Crawford's legacy. A victory would make him a 3-division undisputed champion. Despite the high stakes, many believe that once the final bell rings, Crawford will quietly step away from the sport, disappearing into retirement, leaving fans to wonder if this will be his final fight.
Boxing is what it is. I mean, you just don't ever know what can happen in the sport. I mean, we take losses every day, even though I may have had my hand raised every time I went out there before, but when I lost...
Rumors about retirement haven't affected Crawford's preparation at all. It's not just because he's focused on Alvarez, but also because he's unsure what the future holds beyond their big fight in 3 months. "We shall see whether I decide to hang them up or not," Crawford told Sporting News Australia when asked about retiring after his super middleweight debut. He's closer to the end of his career than the beginning or even the halfway point. Still, when that day comes and enough time passes, there's no doubt he'll be a first-ballot Hall of Famer.
Legacy fight, I feel as if, this is the biggest fight in boxing today. I feel like this fight right here is like the last of the Mohicans. We both come in an era where Floyd Mayweather was #1 pound for pound, Showtime, HBO era, that type of era.
That said, Crawford's legacy isn't fully set yet. A victory over Alvarez could elevate him to a whole new level in boxing history. "It would do everything for my legacy and career," Crawford said. "I'm really looking forward to it."
And you mentioned Floyd. Obviously, Floyd and Manny, a lot of people thought happened way after it should have happened. You guys are both in your prime right now. You guys are both 2 of the top 5 pound-for-pound fighters in boxing. This is the biggest fight in boxing right now.
Definitely, and that's what I've been saying. You got two guys, top 3.
Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford are set to face off later this year in a highly anticipated clash between 2 of the best pound-for-pound boxers in the world. Alvarez's only career losses came against Floyd Mayweather and Dimitri Bivol. Mayweather's former manager, Jay Prince, believes Crawford will hand Alvarez another defeat. The fight is expected to take place at super middleweight, meaning Crawford will move up 2 weight classes from his last fight at 154 pounds, adding an extra challenge to the matchup.
I'm up for the challenge.
Other than the size difference and having to put on some weight, what challenges does Canelo pose once you guys get in there?
No, I just think, his punch power and his physical size is the only thing that I really
While Alvarez has the weight advantage, Jay Prince believes Crawford has the skills to win. Speaking to Sean Zeidel, he said, "I believe Crawford beats Canelo. I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is. Crawford is one of those guys." However, Prince declined to speak negatively about Alvarez, adding, "Of course, we can't say anything bad about Canelo because he's the top of the top. But that's just my opinion."
It'll be the Super Bowl of boxing.
If you are waiting around on that, who is it that you're going to match him with?
I don't know. I have to literally go back to the office and just figure it out. So, Virgil winning here.
Jay Prince dismissed concerns that moving up in weight would weaken Crawford, saying, "I haven't seen any wear and tear on him from watching his sparring and fights over the years. He knows exactly what he's doing." He acknowledged Alvarez's power and experience at super middleweight, noting that Alvarez has spent considerable time in the division and is more comfortable there than Crawford, who usually fights at a lower weight. Still, Prince emphasized that Crawford is one of the most skillful fighters out there, confident in his abilities despite the weight jump.
I truly feel that Virgil now is on a different level.
Final one from me. What did you say to Eddie Hearn in the aftermath of that win tonight?
Oh, good. Just, good fight. That's it. I mean, I think I'm 0-20 now, so... Or no, Eddie's 0-20. I think he's 0-4 or 5 with me, so... It's okay. We're just chipping away. We're going to have losses too. We're going to have wins too. But I think tonight, Virgil won. Great fights. Great night for boxing.
This is the final one. You spoke to me the other day. You said that Virgil's first fight, he said to Jerry Jones, he's going to sell it out.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a reality?
Absolutely. 1,000%.
I don't have much time left with you, so I appreciate the time that I've gotten with you. I'm curious to get your insight on a fight coming up between Terence Crawford and Canelo in September. Crawford's moving up a few weight classes to meet Canelo. Just your insight. How does Crawford cross that bridge? How does he nullify the weight difference and get a win against Canelo?
I don't know.
Alvarez, however, must first take care of business against David Benavidez on May 3rd as he aims to reclaim the undisputed super middleweight title. Terence Crawford, who never shies away from a challenge, is now preparing for what could be the biggest fight of his career. Talks are heating up for a September showdown against Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds, a clash between two pound-for-pound greats that could define this era of boxing. That's all for now. For the latest updates on boxing news, moments, events, and action, stay connected by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on our quality content.